Saddam Ali. You watch Akhi TV.
This is Richie Comic. Keep watching Akhi TV. Subscribe.
Twitty, free bacon, egg, and cheese after my fight. We here with Akhi TV. You know, we out here.
That's what you get if you don't subscribe, huh?
Subscribe, like, you already know, comment.
And the I gonna say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me, I get my drip overseas. Niggas are hating on me, yeah. Why? And the I gonna say, I don't got time for the hate. I need more time in my day. I put the ice in my bay, yeah. You riding on me.
How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? Pieces and blessings upon all my Akhis and all my sisters out there. Welcome to Split Decision episode 32. We're going to be talking about what Mikey Garcia had to say when it comes to the dream fight between Errol Spence and Mayweather and many more, from Canelo Alvarez to the twin Charlos to Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. So stay tuned. We're even going to talk about a little about the Rona, since they found a vaccine for it. Well, not quite, but we're going to touch on it later on. So click on the notification bell if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. And if you want to attend the Akhi University, and if you're a casual fan, hopefully one day you will graduate from the Akhi University. It's free, $99 to attend, no tuition. All you got to do is just subscribe and click on that notification bell. Like I always tell y'all, if you want to get smarter by the minute, subscribe below. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decafs. So I just want to announce on Split Decision, you could call in either to debate Akhi with a record of 372 debates and knocking out all these decafs. So you could call in either to debate Akhi or to talk about any topic you want to talk about. You could ask me any topic. If you want Akhi of mine, if you want to debate, shit, I'm with the smoke as well. So I just want to say Ramadan Kareem to all my Akhis, and let's get it rolling. Shout out to everybody in the chat, from OG Swag that's always showing love, to Real Rap, to Jules of Life. We're going to get it on tonight, so we're going to talk about it. So my man Ugas, I call him the giant of the 147 pounders because he's the sleeping giants. Nobody really pays too much attention to him. However, he could really upset a lot of the welterweights. He came out, he had something to say. He called out literally all the welterweights. He called out Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and Crawford. However, he reminded me of something that I forgot about, which was he beat Crawford in the amateurs. He told Crawford, when I fought you in the amateurs, it was 27-10. Basically 27 points for Ugas and 10 points for Crawford. He said it was a good fight. He being sarcastic. So my man Ugas want the smoke with the one and only Bud. His nickname is the Smoke. So Ugas want the smoke with the smoke himself. So I'm all for the fight. It's a great fight. I've been telling y'all I want to see Ugas versus all the welterweights. It ain't just Crawford. But I feel like Crawford will be a fighter that will fight him, because obviously when you the smoke yourself, you want all the smoke. Now, when it comes to amateurs, pros and amateurs are really different. For example, the guy that he had a controversial win over Shakur in the amateurs for the gold. When he turned pro, he lost his debut. However, Shakur looking like the future pound for pound #1. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously amateurs and pros is a completely different sport. So I really don't pay attention too much to that. However, Crawford did lose to quite different fighters in the amateurs. For example, Ugas, Ray Robertson, another fighter that Ugas knocked out in a spectacular fashion on the come up. So Ugas is nothing to play with. However, Crawford, I remember talking to my man Saddam Ali, another fighter that actually beat Crawford in the amateurs. He informed me on a thing or two. He was like, Crawford is really not the same guy. He improved so much. His IQ is on a whole nother level. And when I asked him about Errol Spence versus Crawford, he said it's really a pick and fight, because Crawford could do it all and Errol Spence, he a dog. So what I'm trying to say is, Saddam Ali has a win over Crawford in the amateurs, and he told me Crawford is a completely different fighter. That's why he the current pound for pound number one according to new media. So with that being stated, I'm all for the fight. I want to see the fight. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Call in. I see a couple decafs as well. I see I talk ish in the comment section, but I challenge you to grow the cojones and call in. Y'all always talk shit. Excuse my language. Y'all always talk crap and talk about how I'm so biased and I'm this and I'm that, calling me all type of names. But y'all out here listening to the truth because y'all allergic to it. Y'all rather hear the truth that hurt y'all feelings than a lie that please y'all ego. So do me a favor, call in. T-Tone said he gonna call in tonight. He ain't gonna duck me like he did last week. I see the person with a V. I know you be. I see you talk ish in the comment section. So like I said, call in and back it up. So all I'm saying between Ugas and Crawford is a close fight. It's a pick and fight. I gotta go with Crawford all day. Of course, he switched stands. I feel like if Sean Porter has success moving around and boxing Ugas, I'm pretty sure Crawford could do the same since he a master at that. So I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 fight. I'll take it back. Crawford is the favorite, but I'm just saying it's a great fight to have. You know what I mean? So I got a caller on the phone. Let me pick up the call real quick. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yo, Akhi. Yeah, you can hear me, Akhi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is? Where you calling from?
Yeah, it's your man Brooklyn Styles. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. This is the same dude who's debating you about the Lomachenko situation.
You call it a debate. I call it. It was an ether for me, man. That wasn't a debate.
It wasn't no easy.
So what's going on? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I want to tell you about that Crawford and Ugas. Let me tell you something. Ugas is not fucking with Terrence Crawford. Let me tell you something. Now, you said he was like the boogeyman of the 147 division. Let me tell you something.
The sleeping giant. The sleeping giant.
The sleeping giant. Okay, the sleeping giant. Okay, listen.
Because people sleep on him.
I'm gonna tell you just like this. Normally, Cuban fighters, when they come out of Cuba, majority of them slick. They got a good boxing IQ. This man does not have any boxing. I mean, he has a boxing IQ, but his style.
You gonna disrespect Ugas like that?
Man, I'm just being serious, yo.
So okay. But I'm saying this. I'm saying if he really don't have a boxing IQ, did you watch the Sean Porter fight? Who you thought won that fight?
Sean Porter, hands down.
I had Ugas winning that fight. Come on, man. He was schooling Sean Porter in the inside. He beat Sean Porter in his own game.
No, he didn't. Sean Porter was working him in the inside, and then when Ugas wanted to get stupid and come in and
you need to rewatch the fight, my man.
No. I've seen the fight for the first time, and I think in about a minute, because I used to call Sean Porter like a brawler. He could come in and brawl, but no, he actually showed me something in that fight. He could box.
Hold on, but just to remind me, because a lot of people call in. You said you debated me on the Lomachenko. You said, weren't you that caller that said he's supposed to be undefeated or something like that?
Oh, yep.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what. Hold on. Let's not jump into that. I don't want to talk about that. I was just trying to remind myself who you are. But just based on that comment, my man, you need to go back and watch that fight because I just want to let you know Ugas was doing a lot of great things in the inside, using angles against Sean Porter and all that. You have to look at how Ugas' defense was. Sean Porter, he turned to Muhammad Ali when he's supposed to be Mike Tyson style-wise against Ugas because he knew in the inside he had no business in there with Ugas because he's so technically good.
But you're not gonna maul every fighter.
But I know that. So
like Mike Tyson, he didn't knock out every fighter. When he got to the elite,
my man, Tyson beat himself, my man. You jumping too far. Hold on. Let's talk about Ugas and Sean Porter. I'm just saying when they fought, I had Ugas winning. Don't get me wrong, Sean Porter is a dog. But if you hang in there with Sean Porter and you beat him in my eyes, you definitely a top dog at the welterweight division. Don't tell me the man.
Right, because he out dog Sean Porter, and Sean Porter Knew
Yeah,
that
a lot. Even Errol Spence felt that way. He told Sean Porter that during the face to face. So I'm not the only one saying this. Everybody really had Ugas winning the fight. It was a controversial win for Sean Porter. I respect Sean Porter for getting in the ring with Ugas, but for you to say like he this or that, but like not every fighter from the Cuban school is a pure boxer. Like for example, Gamboa was also a dog in there.
Say that again.
I said even Gamboa was a dog in there. Like he wasn't really a pure
Gamboa
boxer.
was a dog in there, but he ain't had no defense. The only thing Gamboa had was an explosive.
But at 126, I promise you, nobody wanted to smoke with him, man.
But I tell you this though. He was beating Terrence Crawford in the first few. I believe it was the first four rounds. Listen, hold on, bro. He was beating Terrence Crawford. The only way why Terrence Crawford beat him is because Gamboa don't have no defense, and that proves it. Gamboa doesn't have a good defense.
Well,
that is proven. So
you got to work with your attributes, my man. You got to work with your attributes. Crawford haven't had a close fight yet. But anyways, to talk about Ugas versus Sean Porter, that's your opinion. You know, if that.
Okay, but I want to say this.
You know, but hold on. No, hold on. When it comes to Lomachenko, before I let you go, I want to let you know this.
Don't let me go.
Hold on, because hey, you talking too much, my man. Hold on, let me speak my piece, because you cut me off every time I get a chance to talk. So with Lomachenko, even Lomachenko after the fight admitted that, hey, I lost the fight. He was the better man. He schooled me. He took me to the Mexican university. He didn't say that verbatim, but he basically admitted he got schooled. But you're going to tell me he need to get his loss erased because Salido was dirty. But you were the same guy that talked about Deontay Wilder versus Fury, and you never pointed out how Fury was dirty in that fight. So keep the same energy. Don't flip. Be consistent. Don't flip around and flop around. That's all I'm saying, Akhi. But anyways, great talking to you, my man. I gotta let you go though.
Dang. All right, man.
Hey, call in next show though, cause I'm short on time today, so I really can't talk a lot to every caller. All right.
God bless.
All right, God bless. One time. So like I said, you know, you're not really that reliable, my man. When you say Lomachenko should get his loss erased, you talking like a decaf now, my man. You got to do a little bit better than that. You got to come a little bit better correct when you're going against Akhi, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll hit you with that left hook, right hook counter that you don't see coming. It's lights out. I knocked you out in one round. But it's your opinion if you feel like, I feel like Crawford beat Ugas. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But Ugas ain't an easy fight for nobody. I'm going to just let everybody know that. So, on to the next round, which is Lopez. I got another caller. Hold on. Let me pick it up real quick. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from? Hello? Hello? On to the next call. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is and where you calling from?
This Solo from Detroit.
Solo Dolo of Detroit. What's up, fam? Talk to me.
Yeah, I know this a little bit off topic, but I just wanted to ask your opinion on for the record anyway.
Yeah, what's that?
About a particular topic. What you think they gonna say now when you got a professional, specialist, a doctor, said that Deontay Wilder could have not possibly, got the injuries that he got to his face if with a glove, with a man fist inside of that glove fully. That couldn't have happened like that.
Hold on. Say that again, fam. You telling me a doctor said that?
Yeah, you ain't check on Blue Blood Sports. He was he just covered a couple hours ago.
Yeah, shout out to Blue. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. I might make a video on it. But yeah. You threw, this is a freestyle basically. So, to be honest with you, like I told y'all, I have a whole Akhi investigation when it comes to this. All these allegations that they talk about, they just allegations. It's not true because you innocent till you proven guilty. But when you on the hope list, even if you're guilty, they're going to prove you innocent because they're not going to take you to court. Regardless of all the evidence that we have in front of our faces that y'all could see with your own eyes, regardless of all the witnesses, regardless of whatever it is, there's fighters that came out and said this was done to them, like Joey Spencer in the amateurs. My man Steve Cunningham displayed a 5-minute video how you could punch someone in the face with bare knuckle and you will definitely do more damage to that person's face than your fist. The reason why, because you hitting them bare knuckle. So what you expect? And the man comes from a bare knuckle family. And now you tell me a doctor? Man, listen,
Yeah,
man.
it
Like I
is.
tell
It
y'all,
is.
and you came to the right one, because I'm the doctor when it comes to the to this boxing thing. I tell these decafs the truth that's gonna hurt their feeling. You know what I mean?
They
So
don't wanna hear it.
you know what I mean? So like I said, time and
Some
time
people can't handle the truth.
right,
Some people
right.
can't handle the truth. At the end
Hey,
of the day.
they let their emotion blind their vision from seeing the
Yeah.
truth. Hey,
That's
your
it,
mind is useless when your eye when your mind is blind. Your eyes is useless when your mind is blind. But just to talk about what you informed me on, so like I said, time and time again, when Tyson Fury was throwing a hook, the glove rotated in 90 degrees or even more. And it's like there is no explanation to that if your glove, ain't no way because I can't turn my hand 90 degree. Y'all see it on camera. I challenge you to do that.
And that's another thing. People try to talk about Deontay Wilder like he just can't fight. But remember this right here. In that very first time they fought, Fury didn't start winning until the third round. Deontay Wilder won round 1, round 2, and the third round is when Fury started cheating. After that is when he started getting down. When he started hitting them with the, he discombobulated him. After Fury made that very first cheating hit, the fight then becomes a handicap match.
I think he cheated from round 1 though. To be honest with you, he cheated from round 1 because from round 1 he was hitting him with the glove open. Like
not the second fight. Not the
you're talking about the first fight. The first fight. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
My point I'm trying to say is Fury never won a round until he cheated. That's the main part. He never won no round against Deontay Wilder until he cheated.
I mean, he has the skills to probably win a round or two, but to look like Iron Mike, he definitely tampered with his glove. And you telling me a doctor now saying that you can't really get them type of brain damage that Deontay Wilder received from.
He couldn't have got hit. His head, the way his bone got shattered and stuff like on the side of his head.
Yeah,
it couldn't have happened with the cotton inside with the way the glove is made. It can't happen. But this one I want you to do when you get some spare time. Just go back and remember this. Remember this one major key. In the first fight, round 1, round 2, and if you pay attention, the round 3 is when Fury started to cheat. So Fury never technically beat Wilder no rounds until he introduced the cheating method. Once you get that's like saying if I get hit with I'm fighting, then I get hit with a hammer, and now I'm still fighting. I mean, I ain't gonna fight the same now. I ain't got it's a different kind of fight when you cheat. It's a whole different kind of. When I take a hit that's not legal, at that part it's a handicap fight at that point.
Listen, my man, I could knock out a heavyweight if I hit someone bare knuckle. She's talking about a fighter that's 273 pounds. I could knock somebody out if I hit you bare knuckle. I'm only 180 pounds. But if I connect bone to bone, and they talking about what kind of advantage that's gonna give you. Hey, listen, Akhi, they ask me all the time. They like, what kind of advantage that's gonna give you? Like, are you idiot? You hitting a man with bare knuckle, my man.
So why he do it then? So why he need to do it?
Right.
Advantage why he got to do it.
Hey, listen, George Grove, even Tyson Fury, own countryman, said the glove ain't all the way in. Cooper, a TMT trainer, said the glove wasn't in all the way. He definitely cheated.
Dana White said Insect ruined boxing. Insect.
Yeah,
he said it ruined boxing.
I mean,
for
of course, the commission is corrupted. I mean, for them to see this and to do nothing about it, it reminds me of the Margarito incident with Cotto. Remember when Cotto was going around telling people, listen, man, do y'all see this plastic that's sticking out of the hand wrap showing footage? Yeah. And they all said, oh, you crazy, you this, you that, oh, you making excuses, right?
The trainer caught it.
And then it was Sugar Shane Mosley trainer that caught it. So it wasn't even the commission. So all I'm saying is there's holes in the system for fighters to cheat, and we've seen it time and time again. I remember an incident where Muhammad Ali, when he fought Sonny Liston in the 5th round, Sonny Liston rubbed his glove on Muhammad Ali's face or eyes, and Muhammad Ali could no longer see for the whole round or the next round after. So, and Muhammad Ali talked about the situation. He said when he was somewhere, I believe, don't quote me on this, but he said he met this man in Africa. He told him, if you want to beat Sonny Liston, I'm gonna give you this. It's like an alcohol you could put on your glove. If you rub it on your opponent's face, they're not gonna be able to see. They're gonna be blind for a round or two. And then, ironically, Muhammad Ali said that he saw that same person that told him that and tried to get him to use that cheating tactic He saw him on Sonny Liston corner. So all I'm saying is, in boxing, there's holes in the system. Fighters been cheating ever since 1983, where a fighter actually tampered with a glove inside of the arena. And Margarito versus Cotto. You know what I mean? And now you telling me a doctor already, like I said, we got a doctor co-signing this. We have fighters, we have witnesses, and we have...
A specialist doctor. And not any doctor, a specialist doctor.
Like I said, we have all type of evidence, hard evidence and all that above. And all they have to say in return, it's just allegations. We'll prove the allegations wrong. Y'all saw how I knocked out Paulie. I gave him that ether in a whole hour video talking about nothing but facts. An hour-long video talking nothing but facts when I debated Paulie, knocked him spark out. You know what I mean? So don't give me that. I did him worse than... Hey, listen, Akhi. I did Paulie Malignaggi worse than Sean Porter did him when he fought him on the debate that I had with him. So, like I said, check the video out and prove the allegations wrong. So if you can't prove the allegations wrong, then you can't say, oh, I don't believe the allegations. At the end of the day, you can't debunk something that's already proven is possible. So if you try to tell me that, oh, this bank can be robbed, and the next day the bank get robbed, and you still claiming that the bank can be robbed. How can you claim something that's already proven possible?
That's crazy.
Right?
And the truth be told, I think Fury's so skilled, I would not have bet against. I mean, I probably would just on the start. That's just my point. Okay, like Canelo, he excellent. Now my thing is, if you Mexican, ain't nothing wrong with. Look, when I say racist, only time you ask like a bad person is if you hate a person because of their race. It's nothing wrong with you wanting to see your race in first place. If you see a guy look like you, or your son, or your brother, or your father.
Nothing wrong with that. You can rep for your country all day. You can rep for your country all day, but you still have to respect the other, the other people.
It's not I hate you. It's not I hate you. If the other guy win, I'm be like, okay, that guy is, he the truth.
Give him his props. Give him his props.
Come up in here. To be real, I only can relate to you if you put your people first. How I'm gonna be able to trust you if you won't do what I would do? I will put my people first. That's what just common sense.
Right.
So and that's. And now I can trust you. Now I know you. Now I know we think alike. So now I know we can move forward at this point. There's a bond there.
Right.
I can trust you.
Right, but people they had no type of connection with Tyson Fury, for example. Like people in the United States, this is a multicultural over here, and only few people that could relate to Tyson Fury. However, everybody was going for him. Everybody was born Deontay Wilder. Like, what happened to riding for your country and ripping for your country? What happened to that? Now they ripping for the other country. Why? Because Deontay Wilder on the coincidental list.
In Fury's country, did you see the commentary? The commentary was pretty much calling all the cheating stuff out right and during the if it's not on the pay-per-view event.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
You watch it over in his country. They was saying it right then and there. They was calling it out.
They said Tyson Fury. So they said Tyson Fury jab looked so long he could reach Deontay Wilder a mile away, and I'm like, what? I ain't even picked that up to somebody send me. I don't know if it was you on Instagram or somebody else, but you know what I mean. They were like, man, Tyson Fury's jab looked so long because his hand wasn't all in the glove all the way, and that's a fact.
They kept it real. Hey, his country kept it real. I don't know what they kept. They country kept it real. His country kept it real.
Hey, listen, fam. Let me inform you on this. When Care Foot sticked his foot up in old media ass and exposed Tyson Fury for bribing him to lie in court, the UK media actually reported on this. However, the US media is only few people that did so. So how can the UK report on this, but the United States don't? ESPN don't report on it, but I understand ESPN looking out for Tyson Fury because that's their fighter. But I'm talking about the big outlets, the media outlets, whatever, in the boxing game. Nobody. However, in the UK, they doing their job, but in the United States, they not. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Akhi, all day. Lay out your last piece before I let you go.
At the end of the day, if we don't do something about this Fury situation, what precedent do we set? What standard do we set? What message are we setting for somebody else who want to cheat and danger or jeopardize somebody's life in a situation where you can die?
Right. That's
at the end of the day.
100. I appreciate you, Akhi, all day. Thank you.
In a minute.
All right. Like I said, my man informed me on a thing or two. And like I always say, man, it's too many proofs on the table. It's too many evidence. It's too many witnesses. It's too many victims. If you want to talk about the victim, Joey Spencer is the victim. He talked about it. I dropped a video on it. I will leave all these links in the comment section below. If you want to talk about victim / witness, his sparring partner, Tyson Fury's own sparring partner. And I got new evidence for y'all coming today. If you want to talk about anything you want to talk about, hardcore evidence right in front of your face, we also have that on tape. So like I said, what is there more to say? Like I said, it reminds me of the Cotto situation so much, because Cotto was telling people, man, look at Margarito hand wraps. Look at how the plastic's sticking out. This is the same situation, and they want to ignore it. Why? Because that fighter on the hopeless. Can y'all picture if Deontay Wilder did this? Man, we would not hear the end of it. And for the people that claim, like the UK person that I knocked out, that decaf I knocked out on split decision, he want to talk about, well, what advantage that give you? Tyson Fury proved that he's 1,000 times better than him. If you're 1,000 times better than him, why do you have to cheat in order to win, allegedly, if you that 1,000 times better than him? Even Tyson Fury ex-trainer was telling Tyson Fury to throw a hook all night. He said, don't use your right hand. Rely on the hook all day. You 1,000 times better than him. Like, the proof is in the pudding. Like I said, at the end of the day, when Akhi bring facts to the table, your opinion is irrelevant. There's two sides to every story, but when the truth is spoken, the other side is nothing but a lie. So y'all, people actually could prove me wrong in all the allegations and all of that. Ask Tyson Fury to display in the gym and on the pads, throw a hook, not a jab, because they try to deflect and say, oh, Muhammad Ali was throwing a deflect jab. Muhammad Ali threw a jab and he just twisted his hand at the end to cut you. I'm talking about a hook. Throw a hook and I want to see the glove rotate in 90 degrees. I challenge you to show me any fighter in history that threw a hook and the glove rotated in 90 degrees. It's physically impossible unless you tampered with your glove and your hand wasn't in all the way. So like I said, get Tyson Fury to display that in sparring or on his Instagram lives instead of having his Instagram blocked. Display that and prove his innocence. However, they choose to ignore it instead when this is like the corona version of boxing. It knocked out boxing. It's bigger than the fight itself. People that didn't even watch the fight knows about these allegations, knows about Tyson Fury cheating allegedly. I'm talking about people that didn't even watch the fight, but they don't want to talk about it when the glove gate became bigger than the gate itself for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder rematch. They claimed it was 17 million. Well, people, I think it's up to like, what? A billion people that already heard about the allegations? Come on, like I said, they want to hide from the truth, but Akhi's going to put it right in front of your face. Let me move on to the next round. I appreciate my broski, the caller that called in earlier, for informing me on the topic. So, since T-Tone didn't want to call in, I'm going to give David Benavidez, we're going to talk about David Benavidez versus Charlo, but T-Tone said he's going to call in. However, he had no show. Hopefully he called in today. But David Benavidez and his team responded to Charlo call out. They were like, it's a dangerous fight. They also added, it's an honor to get called out by the Charlo, because now champions are calling us out, and we actually proud of that. He actually welcomes it with open arms. He's hugging it. He's hugging the smoke. So, obviously, lines only. It ain't no Canelo only. It's lines only. Canelo is nowhere to be found. We got his strap, and he's nowhere to be found, like I said. So, I remember seeing David Benavidez for the first time. He was really heavy. Like he came down from, I think, like 240 pounds. Like he was really a heavy set kid. I don't know if he boxed at the time, but he was a super duper heavyweight, right? And I was actually following Jose Benavidez. His I think it's his older brother. He was pretty young. He was still in high school. I remember watching him for the first time. I really thought a lot highly of him. However, I think more highly of David Benavidez. No disrespect to Jose, but Jose also suffered an injury as well. You know, he got shot in the foot, if I'm not mistaken. So that definitely hurt him as well. But David Benavidez, I think he has more potential. Now, David Benavidez is a WBC champion, and he's welcoming the Charlo smoke. They talked about Charlo might need a couple fights, and they don't know if Al Heyman will allow that fight so early. But it ain't Al Heyman who wanted to make the fight. It's actually Charlo who's asking for this. So I don't think that's an issue. So it's a dangerous fight because Benavidez could actually move up to be 175 pounder and fill up to that weight naturally. He's a big kid. So a fight between him and Charlo is a 50-50 fight in my opinion. I talked about that last show, but I never really broke it down. The reason why it's a 50-50 fight, Benavidez, obviously the bigger person. So he has the size advantage. He a bull. So Charlo is going to have to be a matador. He's going to have to turn to a matador and be an Ali that night. Even though he has power himself and he's a lion and you know, he want to go straight and head right to the smoke. However, he got to play it safe. Because Benavidez, if you go toe-to-toe with him, you're giving him his best chance of beating you. And the only reason why I say that is because he's the bigger guy. So Benavidez obviously is a good body puncher. He come from that Mexican university where they dig to the body. That's why Errol Spence is a great body puncher, because he had a Mexican trainer as well early on in his career. So I say that because Charlo has a great counter uppercut. I think the best in the game. And I believe, in my opinion, that the best counter for a left hook to the body is an uppercut. Mayweather did it all day with a Philly shell. Like, he would catch the uppercut and throw he would catch the hook to the body and throw an uppercut. So the best counter for a hook to the body is an uppercut. And we know who got the best one in the game. It ain't no secret. Charlo is, the way he knocked out Williams. So like I said, unlike Canelo Alvarez, remember when Jamal Charlo was supposed to move up to 160 because he could no longer make the weight, and they were telling him, you ducking my man J-Rock Williams, even though this is my bro Ski all day, right? Ramadan Kareem to him as well. But I remember when people were telling Charlo, you ducking J-Rock Williams. Guess what he told people? He's like, I ain't ducking nobody. I'm having a surgery on my eye. I think he did a laser on his eye so he don't have to use contact. He a boxer, right? So after he did that, he ran it with J-Rock and knocked him spark out in a beautiful counter uppercut. So what I'm saying is, when he had a mandatory that people were saying, oh, you scared of this undefeated mandatory on the come up that haven't lost a round yet. Charlo, he welcomed it with open arms. On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez was like, right here, man. He gave him the strap right away. He wants no confrontation, zero confrontation. So what I'm saying is, Charlo ain't cut like Canelo. He moving up to Benavidez. He's on a bigger and better thing, a harder fight than a Canelo Alvarez possibly. Ain't no telling, because Canelo, he got them skills too. His skills too. He just doesn't have the cojones. Because he been eating that contaminated meat, I think. It don't allow your cojones to grow. And Jamal Charlo, this Canelo Alvarez talking about, man, he stay eating that contaminated meat. He said, we cut different. You see how cut we is? We work for this. It's hard. It's all hard work and dedication. So all I'm saying is, T-Tone, where you at? I was waiting for you. So since T-Tone wants none of the smoke, any of y'all decafs, y'all Canelo fans, call in. I want all the smoke. And as far as Benavidez versus Charlo, let's see it. In my opinion, Charlo should get at least a fight or two at 168 before he faces Benavidez. So we'll see. I think he's about to fight Banks Jr. And keep in mind, Banks Jr. is really 168 pounder. So he a big dude. fighting him will give him experience fighting a bigger guy. So once he move up to 168, it'd be all right. You know what I mean? He ain't fighting Rocky Fielding though. he fighting David Benavidez, arguably the best at 168. Him and Caleb Plant. So with that being stated, let's move on to the next round. Let me call my broski first though. He called me while I was talking, wrapping it up. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Jewels of Life, how you doing, Akhi? How we feeling today?
Oh, I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing great. How you feeling? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I just wanted to talk about the two topics you're talking about, the Benavidez and the Charlo thing, but I first wanted to talk about the Terrence Crawford thing versus the Dennis Ugas. As far as it goes with Dennis Ugas versus Terrence Crawford, I think that Terrence Crawford will easily win that fight because Dennis Ugas, he's a good fighter, but it's just his style is too basic. And like when you look at how he fights, he uses like all of the fundamentals, and the fundamentals are good. But I think that he would have to probably pick up on his punching power. Punching power is his weakest point as far as his fighting. But yeah, man, that's how I think. I think that Terrence Crawford would outbox him. I think that
I agree with you.
I think that he would use a lot of angles. He would use like a lot of footworks. He would use his switch hitting ability, and I think that Terrence Crawford hits by far harder than Dennis Ugas. I think that I know a lot of people, they're not gonna like that in chat, but
that's true. That's true, and you're right. You're right on that. I mean, his record prove it. Didn't he stop like his last 5 opponents and stuff? I mean, like, ain't no denying that. And I just want to say, like, as far as the caller earlier, I never said, that he will beat Crawford. I'm just saying it's a good fight. I'd rather see him Crawford versus Ugas than Crawford versus Brook at this point, because I believe Brook ain't no longer the same. And 3 years ago, he claimed he can't make 147. Now all of a sudden, he won that last paycheck. But it is what it is. So all I'm saying is, the fact that I believe Crawford is actually gonna beat Ugas, and maybe in a not in a dominant fashion, but in a clear fashion, is because of how highly I think of Crawford. It don't mean that I think Ugas suck like the caller earlier. I just think that Crawford has the skills to pay the bills, and I really think highly of him. The only guy that really could upset Crawford at the welterweight division, in my opinion, is Errol Spence. Sean Porter might give him a tough fight, but I see him schooling Sean Porter too. So, in my opinion, the only guy that really has a shot of beating Crawford is Errol Spence. So, yeah, you could continue Jules of Life.
yeah, man, I feel.
Yeah, your voice is kind of like going out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Repeat that.
Yeah. Anyways, people, they're going off of when they fought in the amateurs, because Dennis Ugas said that he beat Terrence Crawford. I've always tried to find the amateur records, and I've never been able to find them before. It's very hard to figure out information about the amateurs.
Yeah,
you know anything about that?
See, the thing about amateurs, when you fight in the amateurs, they give you a little booklet, or that's how they used to do it. They give you a little booklet to keep up with it, and they have to sign off on it and stuff like that to keep up with it. Now, other than a booklet that could prove your fights and stuff like that, there's no other way as far as like a website like BoxRec, because BoxRec, for example, only talks about the pros. So that's actually a great point, because they should definitely explore that and have a BoxRec, for example, for the amateurs. I don't see why they have a BoxRec for the pros but not the amateurs. It don't make any sense to me. So but it's so many amateurs is the reason why. Like, it's so many amateurs. And, it's just like, it was really hard to keep up with it. But it's also so many pros. You know what I mean? So I really don't know much on that. The only time you really could find the record of a fighter is when you actually hear a network talk about it, or that fighter himself. Like, for example, when Ring and Dia came, they talk about there's rumors he had like 500 fights almost. There's rumors he had like 300 fights. So it's like, I heard the 453 is the accurate one, or around that number. But like I said, you could never really know with these fighters unless you see their booklet.
All right, so this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. The Jose Benavidez thing versus Jamal Charlo. I think Jamal Charlo, I think that he beats him. I think that he outboxes him. And I think that Jamal Charlo has enough power to knock Jose Benavidez out. Jose Benavidez, his dad has been saying that he has better footwork than he's been claiming. But it's just, I look at it like, he kind of reminds me of a lot like how Errol Spence is. Like, people think because he doesn't show great boxing ability all the time, or he doesn't show head movements, little things like that. I think that people undermine him, but I'm just going off of what I've seen from Jamal Charlo. I think that he would outbox him. I think he'd outbox him, and I think he also has equal power to be able to knock him out.
And that's what I think, too, when it comes to that. That's a great point you brought up, Jose Life, because a lot of people don't actually pay attention to that. They think he really a puncher the way he was knocking out people, but he actually have skill. I mean, in my opinion, he has the best jab in the game. Him and Errol Spence, the way they throw that jab. I mean, remember him dropping J-Rock Williams with a jab? Like, it's so sharp and crispy. It's just that he just has so many weapons that he don't utilize all of them in fights. So all I'm saying is, I agree with you 100% on that. As far as his skill level, he could definitely box, and he would probably do David Benavidez the way Errol Spence did Mikey Garcia, as far as how he gonna approach the fight. Not as far as how he gonna beat him. I'm talking about as far as how he gonna approach the fight. He might choose to box and mix it up, other than just go toe to toe, because David Benavidez is gonna be the bigger guy. And just to add to your point, actually, Benavidez's father came out and stated one of them is gonna get knocked out. See, usually when let's say I'm in Charlo team and I'm be like, oh, we knocking out David Benavidez out. I'm not gonna say, oh well, somebody gonna get knocked out. You know what I mean? That's not a good look in my opinion. That they tell you that shows you how highly they think of Jamal Charlo. Just like the WBC wants to see the Canelo fight, and all these other people, that the hardcore boxing fans and the fighters that like Andre Ward that want to see the fights, it co-signs Akhi and new media that we want to see these fights. However, Canelo Alvarez fans want to claim that, oh, he had nobody, he ain't fight nobody. If he had nobody, then make him look like a nobody instead of giving him your strap. Because they talked about, oh, he sent him an offer. But where is that offer at? Because last time I checked, we got his strap. So if he gave us a legit offer, he would have actually kept his strap. That's all I'm saying. Lines only.
Yeah, you said exactly what I always tell them. And it pisses them off, and then they try to figure out a way how to make up an excuse for that.
They always talk about, he had nobody. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's funny. That's the funniest excuse in boxing, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, but do me a favor. Do me a favor, because I'm tired of like these excuses that I gotta like brush the excuse before talking about it. You know what I mean? I want you to see if T-Tone is in the chat, and if he do, let me know so I could call him out on it. I want him to call in. You know what I mean? So do that for me, Jose Life.
Yeah, I got you. I'm already on it.
I bet. Appreciate it. Great speaking to you like always.
Yeah, you have a good one.
You too. T-Tone, I got something to say.
You don't know shit about boxing.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
Call in, because anybody can get it. Call me the King Man. Even my Akhi could get it. So T-Tone, call in, because anybody can get it. Shout out to RJ and everybody in the chat. That's my Akhi right there. And make sure Jose Life and everybody that's a mod, keep the chat respectful. No cursing, none of the above. Don't block nobody. Just put them on timeout if they are disrespectful. So on to the next round, which is Lopez. Bob Arum came to him, and when Bob Arum came to him, he told Lopez that you're gonna get a tune-up fight before the Lomachenko fight, and he said, "I don't want no tune-up fight." He said, "Lomachenko is my tune-up. I'ma tune him up." So Lopez is on his Prince Nassim Hamed is. He wanna be the unified champion at 22 years old, just like the Prince when he knocked out Boom Boom Johnson, the #1 featherweight at the time. He got the same charisma, same confidence, the same trash talk, and all of the above. So he's saying he's gonna tune Lomachenko up. That's his tune-up. He ain't asking for tune-ups. So Lomachenko been quiet on this whole situation. I told y'all that Lopez been so vocal on this, even before he beat Comey. However, Comey, when he knocked him out, Lomachenko had nowhere to hide. He said, "You welcome to my club." But now he want to go to another club to practice dancing before getting his dance moves on Lopez. Oh, nah. Lopez is about to be the boogeyman on you. Don't treat him like the boogeyman now, Lomachenko. Come out and say something, Lomachenko. Say you want to fight, Lomachenko. It's Bob Arum that want a tune-up fight because there's no money on the line, Lomachenko. Don't be a no-show like Canelo, Lomachenko, with that French fries title. So all I'm saying, since they say Devin Haney is so sweet and they want to see him humble, have a tune-up fight with Devin Haney, if that's the case. If not, then tune up Lopez because he felt like you a tune-up. That's so disrespectful. Like I said, Lopez has power with either hand. Lopez has the confidence of an all-time great. I'm going to say it right now. With that confidence, 90% of boxing is mental. So if you could psych yourself out and you already have the power, the skill, and the will, you could be an all-time great. You could be as great as you dream to be. Muhammad Ali said he was the greatest before he even became the greatest. So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying Lopez is about to be the greatest of all time and none of that, but I'm saying he definitely has the potential to be up there. And if he could beat Lomachenko or knock him out at 22, especially how old media hyped him up to be, he definitely cracking at the door, knocking at the door at 22. So let's see it. And I don't want to see no tune-up. Lomachenko just had a tune-up and looked horrible against Comey. That Comey fight was supposed to be a tune-up. However, he just looked exposed in that fight because he was fighting a slick boxer. That gave him a tough time. So let's see him versus a guy that could actually crack and that could actually box. I remember Lopez boxing Ugas, and I was pretty shocked at how he was outboxing Ugas. I don't know if Ugas was taking it a little bit easy on him in sparring, but I don't know if he would have because they was recording him, and you wouldn't do such a thing. So, in my opinion, Lopez has underrated boxing skills, and Lomachenko knows that. And he also has power and confidence. And he's mentally strong. And he's getting to Lomachenko because his dad talking him up, psyching Lomachenko out, and Lopez is backing it up with his performances. So now Lomachenko is worried because he's like, man, just like Devin Haney, I avoided him and gave him that WBC strap because I don't know what kind of potential he has. He has a question mark next to his potential. I won't know his potential till he actually step up. That's why he avoided Devin Haney. Because if he's actually the truth, he's going to really avoid him then. But for the moment, he's really looking at it like, you know what? I really don't know his potential, so I don't want to go in the dark room with no weapons on me. Because once that light is on and I'm not ready, then I don't want to get shocked like that. I want to see what I'm getting myself into. I'm basically giving y'all an insight on Lomachenko mindset. Now with Lopez, he felt the same way. He just didn't really, he can't really find a way out. But he is finding a way out. But what I'm saying is, when Lopez knocked out Comey and sent Shockwave his way, Lomachenko had to really accept the fight on camera. He couldn't avoid it then. They were supposed to fight right after. And the way he looked, man, now he's asking for what? Tune-ups? Because Lopez is not asking for a tune-up. He said Lomachenko is his tune-up. He gonna tune him up. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Gotta love the confidence from Lopez. Win or lose, he's already a winner. He got nothing to lose anymore talking like that because
they call me the problem.
He wants all the smoke.
Anybody can get it. Africans, Americans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it.
On to the next round. However, I'm gonna get to some callers. I'm gonna call y'all right back. Just text me, the callers that just called in, the exact topic you want to talk about, so I know how to pace them, so I can have a better flow to the show, since I'm kind of late on the show today and I'm having a shorter show than usual because I am fasting. I'm losing my voice, and you know I gotta break my fast soon. So Ramadan Kareem to all my keys too. So this Bradley came out claiming that Wilder got destroyed. He said that Wilder should step aside and accept the money for not doing a damn thing, just to sit and wait and fight the winner of Fury versus Anthony Joshua. He had a lot to say, but it's pretty much the summary of it. So I just want to talk about those comments. Why in the world would he do that? Because y'all have to realize Deontay Wilder is in a tough situation. For example, Eddie Hearn, right after the loss, he came out claiming they shouldn't be a third fight because Wilder got washed. So why is there a third fight? Wilder should let us fight Anthony Joshua. That's what Eddie Hearn was talking about. Nobody gonna blame him for it, the way he got destroyed. Then a week later, he says, oh, well, Wilder had to apply the rematch clause and activate it because it would have been embarrassing if he didn't. So which one is it? You see, he damn if he do, damn if he don't. He damn if he do, damn if he don't. But unlike Anthony Joshua, it didn't take him a month or so to apply that rematch clause. And he didn't say, well, I don't want to fight in this city or that country. I want to fight here. Nah. He applied that rematch clause right away, activated it with 1 week. In 1 week. Time span, only 1 week. But people going to criticize him. Like I said, he in a damn if I do, damn if I don't situation. It ain't nothing that Deontay Wilder could possibly do to please these haters or decafs. Now, the critics that are there, the legit critics, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the sport of boxing. You're going to have a winner, you're going to have a loser. But because of all this glove gate situations that made the glove, or the trilogy fight even bigger, why y'all want to cancel on the fight? Don't y'all want to prove the glove accusations wrong at least? Or see how Tyson Fury's going to perform against Deontay Wilder in a fair fight at least? Don't y'all want to prove the doubters wrong? If y'all don't want to face the allegations? So all I'm saying is this. I told y'all on the video that I dropped a month ago. What will guarantee Deontay Wilder that he's going to get the winner of Fury versus Anthony Joshua? Not a damn thing, because Fury actually said that he retiring in a fight or two. So he can't even get that rematch. I know recently he came out saying that he probably going to fight till 2028. Like I said, we know how Tyson Fury do. No disrespect, but he be flip-flopping. You know, he's semi-bipolar a little bit. You know, one day he will say something, the next day he will contradict it with a next breath. So I don't really take too much into that. But all I'm saying is, what will guarantee him the winner is the $1 million question. Not a damn thing. So Anthony Joshua been avoiding him for years. Anthony Joshua, he been preying on Deontay Wilder's downfall because he wanted Tyson Fury to do what he was supposed to do, and that's knock out Deontay Wilder. Since he did, he welcomed the Tyson Fury fight with open arms, since he did well against him in sparring, and he don't have that equalizer with that power. Tyson Fury doesn't have all the biggest punch in the world. So Anthony Joshua is more comfortable with that. So what will guarantee Deontay Wilder a fight with them guys, since he couldn't get a fight with Anthony Joshua, for example, when he was winning, when the fight was hyped up the most? when Wilder sent him a $50 million guarantee plus 50-50 split on pay-per-view, and Anthony Joshua said, nah, I'm fighting in my country. But all of a sudden now, Anthony Joshua want to come to the United States to fight Tyson Fury. And he came to fight, not Ruiz, but the fighter before that, Big Baby Miller. Are you willing to come here for him, but not Deontay Wilder for $50 million? And then he turned his own offer down after that. So all I'm saying is, what will guarantee Deontay Wilder a fight with them guys? Nothing. He got to rely on hope? Absolutely not. He got to run it back. We want him to run it back. So if he loses, it is what it is. Somebody got your number. And guess what? Tyson Fury is not an innocent man either. And facts say that. Kerr Fook said that. Yukata said that. And the Glove Gates accusation witnesses and all the above said that. So run it back and let's see how Tyson Fury performs against Deontay Wilder on an even playing field. Because now, I'm not saying that Wilder gonna knock him out, but all I'm saying is this. Tyson Fury definitely, like I told you, I got the upper hand because he got to see Deontay Wilder and how he gonna perform. Like, the thing about Deontay Wilder is when you step in the ring with him, the unexpected is what really is gonna get you to respect him, that right hand. You really don't know how awkward he is, how fast he is, so you got to study him. You got to get his timing down. There's a lot of things you got to study before taking a lot of risks. So the fact that Tyson Fury fought him twice, he already got to study Deontay Wilder. And since he has the higher IQ, he's going to have the upper hand when it comes to that. But Deontay Wilder got that equalizer, and that's the right hand. So we'll see how the trilogy fight going to go. We can't wait for that. Now, as far as Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, lies on, I don't know if I said it right, but Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, there's rumors that they are negotiating complete lies. I don't know what they're talking about in UK because, first of all, Tyson Fury can't even fight in the UK. Yes, he's stuck in the UK, but he relinquished his license to escape justice in Kerr Fook. Remember that? So how is he going to fight in the UK? Now they're talking about Saudi Arabia. But if they ban you from traveling to the US, they're also going to ban you from traveling to the UK, to Saudi Arabia, to the Saudi, the actual Mecca. Not the Mecca of boxing, but the actual Mecca. So all I'm saying is, there's no chances of that fight happening anytime soon. And I could promise you that because, first of all, how you going to escape the Deontay Wilder trilogy fight? You have to fulfill the contract. They have a rematch clause that Deontay Wilder activated. So how y'all just gonna ignore that and ignore the facts? Y'all see what I'm talking about? How they just ignore the facts and just want to talk about random things? Anthony Joshua versus Fury, the biggest fight in the UK that actually can't happen in the UK. Tell the whole truth. Tell that fight can't happen in the UK. How about that? Who this is and where you calling from, Akhi? Hold on. Let me connect you to the studio. Go ahead. Hello?
Yo.
Talk to me.
Hey, my man.
Yes, sir.
Can I get you to speak on the Crawford situation?
All day, every day. What's going on, Akhi? Talk to me.
Hey, okay, listen. Here's what I want to know, my brother. I want to know why Ugas and Porter, fighters that have lost, their last fight was a loss. How come they can fight Crawford, but when it comes to everybody that got a belt, Crawford on the other side of the street?
You talking about my man Errol Spence?
Hey man, I'm calling it how it is.
Okay, we gonna talk about it, Akhi. Hey, you know, Akhi, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We got all day. So all I'm saying is, so as far as Ugas versus Crawford, just to inform you, Akhi, Ugas actually coming off a win. He beat Omar like he stole something. I don't know if you watched that fight, but he beat up on Omar.
Oh yeah, I'm a big boxing fan, my man.
Yeah.
Too.
So he fought Omar. He actually got a W.
He also beat him as an amateur, and Crawford said that a long time ago. But my thing is this: if you gonna speak out, let's be real. If you're gonna speak out and say I want all the belts, why are we fighting other people?
Well, what are you talking about, Errol Spence?
Errol Spence,
So
Keith Thurman had it. If the man got a belt, you can't unify without the belt.
So
Crawford has said everybody that want a belt, he'll fight Pacquiao, he will fight Spence.
let's talk
Why
about
that
it.
fight can't happen?
All right,
And we know that that's the biggest money fight.
Let's talk about it, fam. Let's talk about it. So, first of all, when it comes to Crawford versus Ugas, all I'm saying is just I'm pointing out Ugas calling out everybody. I said he called out Errol Spence,
And he
Danny
got it
Garcia,
right, 'cause he
Keith
was
Thurman.
Spence mandatory too.
Yeah, but the only guy that he really has a chance of facing is really Crawford, because Keith Thurman is absolutely going to say, oh, hell no. Danny Garcia, I don't think he's going to be interested in no Ugas. Sean Porter, I know he ain't going to want to run it back. That's why I say he the sleeping giant.
I agree with
But as far as Errol Spence, is that you got to remember, Errol Spence is coming off a car accident. And he said that I'm willing to fight Danny Garcia, Crawford, Pacquiao. He actually want Crawford as well. He called Crawford and they talked about the fight is going to happen at the right time. And even Crawford is on the same page as far as that. Now, when you talk about why Crawford versus Ugas is possible, but Errol Spence versus Crawford is not possible yet. Because one thing is, Crawford himself, he said, I don't want to fight Errol Spence till he's back 100%. That's first of all, right? Second of all, for Errol Spence versus Crawford to happen, they're gonna have to join promotion with a PBC and Fox, just like just like ESPN and Fox.
PBC and Fox and ESPN.
Yeah, and just like they did for Wilder versus Tyson Fury. However, for Ugas versus Crawford, Ugas is gonna have to go see him on his own network, because Ugas is the one without no strap, and he the B side, he ain't the A side. He gonna have to go see Crawford at his own field. Just like Porter, I feel like they can't do joint promotion for Porter, because when they do joint promotion, for the fight to break even, they have to sell around like a million pay-per-view. So they can't do joint promotion unless the fight is really huge. So that's what I say, the business come into play. And it's legit. The networks, that's the issue, the networks. Now, as far as Porter and Ugas, they could actually go to ESPN, because they could fight on ESPN. It won't be joint promotion, because the fight ain't that big to be a joint promotion.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
And I want the fight too, though. This is the fight of the decade that we've been starving for. But at the end of the day, I want to see Errol Spence back at 100%. I want him to have a tune-up fight. I mean, Errol Spence treating Danny Garcia like it's a tune-up fight. I don't think it's a tune-up fight. But if you're going to treat him like a tune-up fight, if you're going to treat him like... Yeah, but Errol the truth. You know that. You know what I mean? So he wanna tune up with Danny Garcia. So if he look good, you know what I mean, and he back 100, or Manny Pacquiao, either one.
Let me say
either
this.
one. Then we could push for Errol Spence versus Crawford. But even Crawford, just to let you know, he said the fight is going to happen when the money is right. Out of Crawford's own mouth.
Okay, I heard that. But here, I'm going to go one more time. Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Everything you just said makes 100%, my brother. It makes sense. But here's where I have the problem at.
Talk to me.
When Crawford is fighting these dudes undefeated from top rank, they don't know these fighters. Yes, they don't know them, but these fighters are legit. But here's where I have a problem at. If you're not going to Spence ain't going to give these fighters from ESPN the opportunity to get their belt. That's why they call Porter and Ugas. They know, and we know, and you know.
Repeat that. I didn't really pick it up. Can you repeat that last sentence you said?
I said that. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Why is it a big deal when Crawford fighting his fighters, his mandatories, and everyone out of top rank, which he done already beat? Because Benavidez was the one calling them all out. At first, it looked like he didn't want to fight him, but he took that fight.
Yeah. So me and you are on the same page. Me and you are on the same page.
Let me finish. Hold on. Check this out now. If you're going to sit up, for example, and say, well, I'm going to fight everybody on PBC side, and I'm not risking my belt, because everybody know, I know. If Crawford go in there and whoop Spence or Pacquiao, he going to have them belts. They not going to risk that, because they don't want Top Rank to get the power.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so all I'm saying, I get what you're saying. I'm on the same page with you on that. I never criticize, Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford, I told y'all he pound for pound #1 in my book. I mean, he knocked out.
Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight? Wouldn't that be dumb? Let's be honest. Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight someone who really just took Spence? He took Spence to deep water. Porter took Spence to deep water. Why would you fight him after he just really, to be honest, he got beat by Ugas and he got beat by Spence, but they all were close fights. They could have went either way. But why would I risk my belt to give it to PBC for somebody with no title when they won't do it for us on top ringside?
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but all I'm saying is the Porter fight is a good fight, but I see where you're coming from. He don't have to fight Porter because you know why? He wants the winner of that fight. If it's one thing if he don't want to fight Errol Spence, but since he's gunning for Errol Spence, it's A-okay in my book. Like I said, he could fight whoever he wants to fight, but it'd be a bad, it will build his name better if he fights a name fighter like a Porter, Danny Garcia, or a Keith Thurman. But sometimes you can't force these guys to come see you, like Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, for example. However, when it comes to Porter, on the other hand, like you said, it's a lose-lose situations because they're gonna automatically compare his performance with Errol Spence. It don't matter if he don't dominate, it's a lose-lose situation. They're gonna be like, oh, I told you so. You get what I'm saying? So I see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, you're better off actually fighting a name fighter than a non-name fighter. You get what I'm saying? So I got another caller on the phone. I appreciate you, Akhi. Great speaking to you. Call in again, all right?
Hey, man, keep it real, bro. You one of the realest. You and Goodfella, you're not biased.
And Dante, you got to call it high. Come on now, you ain't gonna shout my man Dante.
Wait a minute, Dante too.
All right.
My bad.
All right. Okay.
I'm not feeling Blue Blood Sports, and I'm not feeling Fannin. I don't care if they on the label or not. I'm not feeling them.
Oh man, hey, I got love for Blue Blood, but he Blue Blood. That's probably you got to talk to him. I don't know what he been saying lately, but you got to talk to Blue Blood, fam. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna end it like this. If I go into the business and I say that I want all the belts, end of the story.
Right.
End of the story.
Yes, sir.
Don't play with fans because some of us know the game.
Yes, sir. So let me pick up my Akhi call. I appreciate talking to you. 100. All right.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, Akhi. Who this is or where you calling from? Is this my man Jay Coley?
No, this Enoch. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, let's get straight to it, fam.
Okay, I want to talk about first I want to talk about Crawford and Spence, and of course, like you said, it's a lot of people picking sides and whatever, but they forgetting the business and the politics of boxing. So
yeah, exactly. Thank you. They forgetting that applies. Like that applies, so you can't just ignore that element. You feel me?
Right. So it takes time, and then the fact that Errol Spence just came from that accident, honestly, he really shouldn't fight Crawford for another year because, I mean, he lost teeth. He said he didn't remember 2 or 3 weeks, a period of time after the accident. So he even if he came back and looked good in a warm-up fight, he ain't ready for no Crawford.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
You know who Errol Spence should fight next? He need to fight Maurice Lee for a tune-up. That's who he need to fight because they talking about Lomachenko needs a tune-up. They talking about this guy needs a tune-up, that guy needs a tune-up when nothing happened to them. But Errol Spence, the one that needs a tune-up, he needed to fight Maurice Lee, then a Manny Pacquiao or a Danny Garcia before even thinking about a Crawford because Crawford is the truth. And if that fight is the fight of the decade, it got to happen at the right time now. They both got to be 100% before that fight happened. And Crawford co-signs everything that I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, like I said, people get caught up in the emotion. Like I said, so even media members, maybe like they get attached to a certain fighter. So you got to call it down the middle. You got to call it how it is. You can't really, you got to tell it how it is. You got to tell the business aspect, and you got to tell the fighter aspect. You can't just leave out the business aspect and be like, oh, he ducking. It's more into it than ducking, because like for example, when Canelo gave Charlo his strap, that's a duck. But when you're talking about a business and that fight is gonna happen and they're calling each other, that's different. Canelo never mentioned Charlo, never responded to him, only probably one time. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, you can keep going. My bad.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, because I got a couple subjects. That's one of the subjects. Now this is my opinion. And you could tell I'm a brother, whatever, but I'm gonna keep it real. I watch boxing now, and I feel like I'm definitely not a decaf. I feel like I, know a little something about boxing. Now on that, the Charlo, the Canelo thing. This is my personal opinion. I think the move Canelo making is strictly business moves. Just like what Mayweather, he learned a lot from Mayweather. Just like when Mayweather he got to the point where he didn't care about a belt. It's about which fight gonna bring the money, the most money, and and when he wanted to take an easy fight, he take an easy fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't let a belt dictate his career. He got to the point where he could do that.
Yeah, but you see Mayweather. I mean, this is disrespectful to compare Canelo to Mayweather, because Mayweather.
No. I definitely ain't saying he on Mayweather level.
No, I ain't saying he on Mayweather level, but I'm talking about the decision making he made. Mayweather, he made business decision based on the fans and what they were requesting. When they told him in 2009, the man just came out of retirement, and we know prior to that he was the boogeyman. He was the boogeyman that had fighters singing "Oh na 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 na" every time he pulled up. He was Pretty Boy Floyd. Let's not forget about that stage. So we talking about the money man, right? When he became the money man, as soon as he came to the game, you could check the interview out with Brian Kinney. He was telling him, oh, you fighting Marquez, this and that. It's his first fight, 2 years layoff, my man. You talking about him versus Manny Pacquiao. He need a tuna fight, right? So Mayweather was like, so Marquez is too small for me, but Manny Pacquiao is not too small. So hold on. Yeah, I know. I'm just informing the public real quick. So he told him fight Sugar Shane Mosley that just knocked out Margarito. Fight Manny Pacquiao. Fight Manny Pacquiao. And what Floyd Mayweather do? He sent Manny Pacquiao an offer. He turned it down due to a drug test. And what Mayweather do? He went to Sugar Shane, right? And after that, what he do? He fought what the fans was requesting him to fight. What I mean by that, he fought Canelo Alvarez when they told him fight Canelo. He fought Manny Pacquiao when finally Pacquiao agreed to take the test. He fought all these fighters coming off their biggest win as well, unlike Canelo. See, Canelo had a strap, and he gave it up when Charlo became his mandatory. That's different. And just to inform you, it's one thing to give up your strap to fight a bigger fight. Like I said, for example, let's say Canelo gave up his strap against Charlo and fought a Benavidez. I understand. I'll be like, okay, I respect that. You at least fighting somebody. But when you give up your strap and fight a Rocky Fielding, now that's you ain't finna play me like a fool. You out here cherry picking. You get what I'm saying?
You got a point there. But here's my opinion. Okay. To me, what can and like I say, I like the brothers, I like Charlo, but to me, Canelo is looking at it as what can Charlo bring to the table, business money-wise. Right now, Charlo doesn't have the type of name to where he's going to bring in the pay-per-view numbers or the venue numbers.
Hey, listen. That's not true. That's not true. That fight there is big because
I might be off on something.
Yeah.
But to me,
go ahead.
Either way, I feel like you're looking at it that. And then to me, my opinion, Charlo not ready for Canelo. He asking for it, but you know how the Canelo fights work. He got to whoop Canelo or knock him out. And I don't think he's going to be able to do either. So he really shouldn't take a Canelo
Let me tell you this, Akhi, though. Let me time in. First of all, how you going to have more confidence in Canelo, though? Because if Canelo felt like you...
I told you I'm a brother, but I'm going to keep it real.
I know, but you got more confidence. Hold on. Yeah, but hold on. You got more confidence in Canelo. Because if Canelo felt like you did, he would have fought Charlo instead of gave up the strap. And you say it's not a big fight. Listen. You say it's not a big fight, but you got to keep in mind, Charlo, look at his crib. His crib bigger than Canelo crib, and he sure ain't. Listen. He sure ain't eating contaminated meat either. He the GOAT. He ain't a sheep. He ain't a sheep. So all I'm saying is you act like it ain't. You say it ain't a big fight, but he fought Rocky Fielding. Come on now.
You a fight dude. Look at Canelo's career, bro. He fought Mayweather. He fought Cuban.
And what happened to him? And what happened to him? And what happened to him?
He fought elite fighters.
And Sugar Shane was 100 years old. Akhi. Come on, man. Sugar Shane, bro. He was coming off back-to-back losses on some Drake shit. Come on, man. Like, hold on. The last prime fighter that listen, my man.
Go ahead.
Canelo Alvarez been pro for 15 years because you compared him to Floyd. He been a pro for 15 years, and he only fought 3 fighters his whole career that are in their prime. And the last 2 guys that he fought in his prime, beside Daniel Jacob, of course, the last 2 was in 2013 and 2014. That was Lara and Trout. They were close, and Lara, he arguably lost that fight. But you talk about you talk about Charlo versus you said Charlo versus
Charlo ain't got a resume.
You said Charlo versus hold on. You said Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez is not a big fight. You said Charlo versus Canelo is not a big fight, but Canelo versus Kovalev, there was only 10,000.
I'm talking about the risk to reward.
My man, come on now. Let me speak, fam. You keep cutting me off. You keep cutting me off now. You keep cutting
the business part.
You see, you ain't trying to let. I'm knocking you out in every topic, but you ain't letting me do so. So listen. So let me speak my piece. So
go ahead.
Canelo Alvarez versus Kovalev, they acted like that was a legacy fight. He moved up two division, this and that and this. He sold 10,000 tickets. He sold 10,000 tickets. Stop it. Canelo Alvarez versus Charlo in Texas will sell out the stadium possibly. He will do 50,000 tickets at least. So like I said, you conducting a cheater. And you compare him to Floyd Akhi, man. You done lost in my book. Hey, who this is, bro? Who is this? I gotta keep up with this caller. What's your name, fam?
Who, me?
Yeah, what's your name?
Enoch.
You 0-1. You got knocked down, split decision. Appreciate you. Hey, call in next show because I'm gonna have more time. I really gotta move on, all right?
Okay, I feel you.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna call you J. Cole and my Akhi, my Muslim brother. I'm gonna call you right back. Let me just keep up with the time real quick. All right. I'm going to call y'all right back. Oh, man. I appreciate the super chat all day. Live, learn, adapt. Appreciate the love for real, man. If it ain't for y'all, I can't do it alone. We all family. This is the Boxing Brotherhood. Welcome to Akhi TV. Akhi stand for my brother. I appreciate my Akhi. Shout out to Real Rap and everybody in the chat one time. So, Errol Spence came out claiming that he will beat Mayweather prime for prime, and he received a whole lot of backlash in the process. And man, you know what? I usually will take this off during, of course, if a decaf ever or a boxer, hardcore, a fighter, anybody that will win a debate against me, I would take this off, but I will only do it for Errol Spence one time, you know what I'm saying? Repping Texas today, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it for my Texas brothers out there. So with that being said, Errol Spence came out and talked about the Mayweather fight, and he was just saying, listen, if I fight him prime for prime, I will win. He didn't just throw it out of the blue. He got asked a question. So what is he supposed to say? Because he's receiving a lot of backlash. People be like, man, you know, they clowning him, talking about, hey, well, that accident really caused some brain damage, this and that. They going low. But all I'm saying is, what is he supposed to say? Oh yeah, Mayweather gonna knock me out. As a fighter, you're supposed to feel like you're the best. As a fighter, you're supposed to psych yourself out. I told y'all, Muhammad Ali, the greatest, the highest. He said that he the greatest before he even knew it. So when he said, I'm going to be the greatest, I'm the greatest, they were telling him the same thing. They told Floyd Mayweather the same thing. I told y'all that on my video that I'm going to leave in the comment section below when I drop a split segment for this video. So all I'm saying, y'all really can't go off on Errol Spence when that's what he's supposed to say. When Deontay Wilder said that he was going to knock out Mike Tyson if they had other fought, if they were in the same era, Mike Tyson said he liked the confidence. And when Tyson Fury tried to pay homage and said, "Oh, nah, he will knock me out. Deontay Wilder, you better pay homage." Mike Tyson replied by like, "Oh, you got to have more confidence." You get what I'm saying? As a fighter, you're supposed to have that confidence. You're supposed to feel like you're the best. If you ask Crawford, can you beat Sugar Ray Robinson, for example, Sugar Ray Leonard, he will say the same thing. So you really can't hold that against Errol Spence, claiming that he ain't telling the truth when he's supposed to feel like that, because boxing is 90% mental. So if you don't dream of being the best, you're not going to be the best. You only could become what you dream and you visualize yourself you're going to be. If not, then you ain't going to be a damn thing. So 90% of this game is confidence. You got to have that Prince Nassim Hamed in you. You got to have that Ali in you. You got to have that 50-0 in you. You got to have that Akhi in you on split decision. Knocking out all these decafs all day. Got an undefeated record like a 400 fights almost, and the decaf won't do a damn thing about it. So you gotta have to have the confidence in order to be an all-time great. So I wouldn't trust Errol Spence if he would have said Floyd Mayweather would have kicked my butt. I would have picked Crawford to beat Errol Spence, because I'm like, oh, he ain't that confident. But because he said he will beat Floyd Mayweather, I'm like, oh man, he definitely ain't tripping about Crawford. Even though Crawford is the bud, Crawford is the smoke himself. Crawford survived just like Errol Spence. He survived in a miracle way, just like him. Bud got shot in the head. He's out here living and he have a purpose, just like Errol Spence. His nickname is the truth. So he definitely here for a purpose. So I thought nothing of it. That's what he was supposed to say. Now I got my opinion. I told y'all I think Money May and Pretty Boy will be in Errol Spence. That's my opinion, because I feel like Mayweather got too many attributes to defeat Errol Spence. Not just Errol Spence. I see Floyd Mayweather defeating really anybody. You have to be a Roy Jones to beat a Mayweather. Who the hell gonna have a blueprint for the green print Mayweather? His name is Money. And y'all talking about, Errol Spence should say Mayweather could beat him. Like I said, that's what he was supposed to say. At the end of the day, name any fighter in history. I don't care if it's Errol Spence to Sugar Ray Leonard to anybody in history who really could solve the puzzle and put it together like puzzle and beat Mayweather. It's so far few in between, because you're always going to be missing a piece or two. You ain't going to have that full puzzle against Mayweather. You ain't going to solve it, is what I'm saying. And Errol Spence, like I told y'all on the video that I dropped on this subject, Errol Spence talked about the dream fight when he got asked on Undisputed, who you think gonna win a dream fight between an Errol Spence or a Sugar Ray Leonard. And Errol Spence, he named Sugar Ray Leonard as a 5-time fighter, an all-time great, 5-time. A 5 fighter that is on the top greatest 5 of all time. He named Sugar Ray Leonard, right? So they asked him who you think gonna win the fight. The man basically said Sugar Ray Leonard will win. But if you're talking about Pretty Boy Floyd versus Sugar Ray, then Pretty Boy gonna win. That shocked a lot of people. They didn't understand where he was coming from. See, Money May is really the older version, and also the guy that moved up 4 weight divisions. See, welterweight was Mayweather's 4th division, but Mayweather was so good that he competed in his 4th division for a whole decade, and he was kicking ass all day, every day, easy work. He was spanking fighters. That's how good Floyd Mayweather was. Now picture Sugar Ray Leonard in his 4th weight division that he won a strap in, which is 168. Can Sugar Ray Leonard compete at 168 for a whole decade and stay undefeated? Absolutely not. He don't even have to fight the pest. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Andre Ward, for example, at 168. Who wins that fight? Andre Ward all day. It's a no-brainer. So for people to actually think a lot of and say it's a 50-50 fight between Sugar Ray Leonard and Mayweather tells you what they think about Mayweather, because that's his 4th division and he is still favored. If not, it's a 50-50 fight between him and Sugar Ray. So if you bulk Mayweather up in his prime, the version that he fought Castillo, or no, Corrales at 130, and you bulk him up and say he's a natural 147 pounder, that was a knockout artist, Mayweather. Like I said, he had too many attributes. He's faster than almost any opponent. He's smarter, has a better IQ, stick to the game plan, has better footwork, better hand speed, better body quickness, better reflexes, better defense. So how the hell you gonna beat this man? He gotta beat himself. A lot of people had the talent of Floyd Mayweather, like Muhammad Ali had the talent of Floyd Mayweather. He don't move around. He don't use his footwork. He don't utilize the ring. He dance around the ring. He don't punch. He strike. But Muhammad Ali beat himself, and the double standards beat him when they took him out of the ring due to politics and stuff like that. And he stood up for a cause, right? Mike Tyson is another guy that defeated himself. He looked in the man. He the man that lost to that person in the mirror. He didn't lose to him. He didn't lose to a fighter in the ring. I don't believe Buster Douglas beats the best version of Mike. But Muhammad Ali, he was so talented. Not Muhammad Ali. Floyd Mayweather, he was so talented. But hard work and dedication, and the fact that he stayed dedicated to his craft, never losing his hunger, is the reason why he stayed undefeated. He had the talent just like Roy Jones, just like Muhammad Ali, just like maybe Iron Mike Tyson. But throughout it all, he didn't let hard work beat him. See, hard work beat talent when talent doesn't work as hard. You could tell Prince Nassim Hamed that toward the end of his career. The man stopped training, relying on his power, just like Mike Tyson. Started training for 3 weeks. Muhammad Ali had that same issue on a loss or two. But Floyd Mayweather had the talent. He was gifted, but he also had the work ethic. So, like I said, you have to respect that about Mayweather. That's why I think Mayweather beats Errol Spence, because I see Mayweather beating anybody. But for Errol Spence to say he beat Mayweather, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, I had an issue with Timothy Bradley thinking that Crawford could beat Mayweather. The reason why, because like, for example, on that situation, it ain't Crawford who came out and said, oh yeah, I think I beat Mayweather. Because of course that's what he's supposed to say. But Timothy Bradley thinks Crawford beats Mayweather. However, he said Lomachenko is the pound for pound #1 over Crawford. What sense does that make? You really think Crawford could beat Mayweather, but you think Lomachenko is pound for pound #1? And Lomachenko himself crowned Crawford as the pound for pound #1 today. It wasn't until Crawford moved up to 147 and then Lomachenko had the confidence and the courage to say, I'm pound for pound #1. Oh, Crawford is nowhere near my division. Oh, I don't have to move up 2 pounds to face him at 137. Oh yeah, I'm the best now. He had the courage to say it then because they were no longer that competition. You get what I'm saying? So like I said, y'all gotta play. Fans have to put their emotion aside. You can have your opinion, and your opinion could actually be right. But you can't blame someone for having the confidence, because if Errol Spence doesn't have the confidence, he's in the wrong sport. Errol Spence, the truth, need to go play basketball or football. Because to hop in the ring, you need to be a lion. You need to be an Akhi that has 2 cojones to hop in the ring. You can't have one ball. This ain't basketball. This ain't soccer. You gotta have 2 cojones. So if Errol Spence doesn't have the confidence and doesn't have the belief to be the #1 in the sport and have the potential in his own brain to think that he could surpass Mayweather, then he's in the wrong sport. Regardless of how much or how highly he think of that fighter, he's in the wrong sport if he don't believe he the best. So y'all blame Errol Spence for having the confidence. This is the issue I had with a lot of my Akhis, that I got disappointed because they were really going off. Like I said, you can have your opinion, but you can't go off at my own man, Errol Spence, for believing that he could beat him. I agree with y'all, with a lot of y'all that think Mayweather could beat him. But all I'm saying is, y'all got to pause a little bit. Now, Mikey Garcia came out claiming that Mayweather, the 43 version, like the 43 years old version, could beat Errol Spence today if he make a comeback, man. That's a tall order, even for Mayweather. I say this. I don't agree with that. Even though I think Mayweather is a top 5 greatest fighter of all time, I don't agree with that, because the reason why I don't agree with it, it takes a lot more than that. Like he had like what 5 years layoff, man, and he's 43 years old. Father Time undefeated, only Mayweather beat it, but he's really asking for an L if he fights Errol Spence in a comeback. So like I said, that's extremely reaching in my opinion. My humble opinion, Mayweather, Pretty Boy and Money May version beat Errol Spence, but 43 years old version definitely doesn't defeat the truth, because Errol Spence will seek out the truth in Mayweather then. Because like I said, it's not a fair fight. It's no longer a fair fight. If Mayweather pulled that off, Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time, hands down. Undisputed, I don't care. There's no debate, none of that. If he come back at 43 and beat Errol Spence, the truth, Mayweather the greatest anyway. Mayweather arguably is TBE. He perfected boxing. He lived up to the saying, hit and don't get hit. He perfected his craft. He starved for perfection, and he perfected his craft. He mastered the sport of boxing. Yes, he don't throw a lot of combinations. That's the only element he's missing. But you can't have it all, can you? You can't be a Muhammad Ali, throw combinations, and have the best defense as well. You can't have the reflexes, ducking jabs like Ali, and also be a bull coming forward like Mike Tyson. You got to work with your attributes. So Mayweather worked with his attributes to perfect his style. Like Errol Spence told Sean Porter, you got to perfect your skills. You got to work day in, day out. Hard work with talent, become a great. That's how you become a great in the sport of boxing. This is an advice to all y'all Akhi's boxers that's on the come up. Hard work and talent will guarantee you to become a great. And hunger and confidence and mind training, studying the art of war. So, like I said, for Mayweather to defeat Errol Spence now, like Mikey Garcia claims, Mayweather will undoubtedly, unquestionably, will be the greatest of all time if he does. He's a top 5 greatest fighter in my opinion, but definitely that's a tall order for anybody. I don't see that happening now. Errol Spence named his top 5 fighters of all time. He said Sweet Pea, Ali, Pryor, the G-Man. Okay, I see Sugar Ray Leonard, but I would disagree with his list slightly. I have my own list, of course. I got Muhammad Ali, the highest, the greatest. Muhammad Ali, you know, he on top. I got Floyd Mayweather, definitely one of the greatest. I got Sugar Ray Leonard, and I also have Sugar Ray Robinson and Roy Jones. So drop in the comment section who y'all have as the top 5 greatest of all time. Name y'all top 5. Do y'all agree with my list? Drop y'all comments below. So like I said, at the end of the day, that's all I had to say when it comes to that subject. So I'm gonna go ahead and call my Akhi when it comes to that. Jay Cooley. I'm short on time, so I got to dip in a minute. So due to Ramadan, so I'm gonna talk briefly to 2 of my Akhis. So make it 5. I'm gonna give y'all 5 minutes each, all right? And I promise the callers, if they call in next show, I will pick it up. I'm gonna do a longer show. I might do an extension version next this week. How you doing, Jay Coley? Hey, I don't know if it's a first time caller or not, Jay Coley, but man, I see you showing love every time. I appreciate you, Akhi, all day, all right?
All right. This is going to be short this week, and I'm calling from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, Omaha, you were about to rip for Crawford all day. Talk to me.
I ain't rooting for no damn Crawford. But I'm going to tell you these Crawford fans like this. Let me tell you like this. This is my opinion. I think Bud Undisputed was given to him because who the hell Ndago beat for 2 fucking belts? You know what I'm saying? Chris Algieri would have whipped the shit out of Ndago. Lamont Peterson would have whipped the shit out of Ndago. Mikey would have whipped the shit out of Ndago. And when Bud fight Earl, look, if y'all pay attention to Bud fight, he only circled to the left. Every time he southpaw, he always circles to the left. And then when you want to fight the inside, he do not go to the right. Never. Just look at it. Earl gonna punish that boy. When he can't go to the left and he try to can't go to the right, and he's only gonna move it to the corner. Earl's gonna beat that boy up. I swear he is. And his man down, strap season.
I got you. I just wanted to get my 2 cents on that. Now, as far as all the fighters that you named, that could possibly be true, but one thing for sure, I don't see none of them beating Crawford other than Errol Spence, the fighters that you named, Mikey Garcia and all of that.
I know they don't. I'm talking about
Errol Spence. Yeah, I know you're talking about Errol Spence, but as far as Crawford and the way he circles, now he could fight 5 different ways and 2 different styles as far as orthodox and southpaw. When he in the southpaw stand against Postal, he showed me a lot though. Like when he was moving to the left, when he moves to the right, he pivots while throwing a hook. That's dangerous. So it's yet to see. Let's not forget. Errol, my man, but he got hurt by a right hook from this fighter from I think Ghana. He hurt him with a right hook early on in his career. Errol Spence adjusted since then. But let's not forget, that's a shot that he could be vulnerable for from a southpaw position from Crawford. So anything can happen. Like I said, boxing is the theory of the unexpected. So I can't wait to see that fight. But Crawford might pull up on you now.
Man, I ain't worried about no damn Crawford pulling up on me, man. Look, I told Bud to his face, look.
Stop playing.
I told Errol was gonna beat him. You know what he said to me?
What he say?
He said, "I'm gonna fuck your boy up."
Okay. See, you gotta love the confidence.
That's exactly what he said.
You gotta love the confidence.
He said, "I'm gonna fuck your boy up."
Hey, you gotta keep the same energy.
But
so after the fight, I want you to call in and before the fight.
I want to say something. I want to say something to you when you talk about Crawford can show 5 different ways. Okay, every person that Bud fought, he always outworked that person. Always. And they never go to his body. Never.
But he goes to their body.
Come on, man.
But he goes to their body. That's a credit to his skill.
It's gonna be like y'all favorite. It's gonna be like a favorite dog. Y'all favorite dog getting hit by a truck when Bud lose to her. I swear to God.
Hey, but
Omaha gonna ride.
I think
Omaha gonna ride when that man fall and lose. Omaha is gonna ride.
Hey, listen, Akhi. Before the fight, before the car accidents, I was leaning toward Errol Spence. So, like I said, at the end of the day, I know you ain't talking about me, but as far as Crawford versus...
Don't you know, you think across the world, they got Errol as an underdog.
Yeah, across the world, Errol Spence have a lot of favorites. I mean, a lot of fans. So he might be the favorite when the fight happened. But Crawford is a 50-50 fight. If it's a 50-50...
okay.
Now, hold on. Let me say this, fam. The reason why a lot of fighters don't go to Crawford's body is credit to his skill level and his defense and his footwork and also his counter punching ability. You know what I mean? You got to give credit to that because he goes to their body. So he reminding them, hey, you need to go to my body as well. But they don't because they can't find nothing to hit. So we'll see.
Because they ain't got skills like Earl got skills. Man, I'm telling you, man. Earl is gonna hurt this dude.
You can't do my boy.
Earl gonna hurt this dude, man. And let me talk about the Sean Porter shit. Talking about Bud don't need to fight Sean Porter. Okay, why not? That gonna make the fight even more bigger.
Yes,
he ain't got to fight Sean Porter. Your Dennis Ugas called him out, and Bud been on Twitter fingers ever since he moved up to 147. He ain't tweeted or IG shit about Ugas.
Yes,
ain't said a damn thing.
I mean, we'll see.
But you pound for pound, though.
His resume supported. He a 3-time world champion. He dominated, though. He dominates everybody, though. Like Postal, they say he was ducking Postal. He dominated Postal. They say he was ducking.
Come on, man. Don't make me pull the Devin Haney. Don't let me pull the Devin Haney. Don't let me say the Devin Haney speech, man. Don't let me say the Devin Haney speech, man.
What about Flex Diaz, then?
Who?
The gold medalist. They were saying he was ducking them, and he watched them. What about Gamboa? What about Jeff Horn? He watched Jeff Horn.
Gamboa, come on, dog. Gamboa, man, bro, was standing like 4 feet over Gamboa, dude. Postal is only credit fight. Postal is this man only credible fight his whole career.
Want the smoke, though. Mikey Garcia at the time didn't want the smoke with Gamboa, but all I'm saying is we'll see. Like I said, at the end of the day, I like to give each fighter his credit, though, because if you take credit away from Crawford, Errol Spence, if he does beat Crawford, he won't get his just due either. They're gonna take credit from Errol Victor.
No, y'all. Everybody claiming this man pound for pound, he the best in the world. How can you say that he ain't done nothing? And he ain't beat nobody.
He did.
I look amazing against D-level fighters.
He did better than everyone in the boxing game right now. He did better than most.
You take the 140s and 135s you got now. You think Bud will be undisputed?
135 to 140. What? Say it again.
Right now, the one that we got right now, you put Bud at 140 and 135 while he was doing that. You think he'd been undisputed?
I think Crawford washes anybody at 135. When he was fighting at 135, he was the best. When he moved up to 140, he was the best. And 147, he trying to prove that he the best. So I can't knock him for that. Now, if he moved down to 140, I think he beat the number one again. I think he beat Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor is a top 10 pound for pound. He the last person on the list. But that's a future possible fight too. That's a great fight. You can't forget about that too. I will favor Crawford as well in a tough fight. So all I'm saying is I give Crawford his props, but Errol Spence is the truth as well. But I gotta let you go, Akhi, as well. You know,
right,
talk to me next show though. We're gonna continue this topic next show. I just can't. I gotta break my fast. You know, I've been fasting.
Much love, man. Much love. Keep grinding, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Akhi. So my man giving Crawford a tough time. You can't do my man like that, even though right here repping the truth. But at the end of the day, Crawford the truth as well. He survived in a miracle way as well. So he, like I said, at the end of the day, he here for a purpose, just like Errol. So with that being said, subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't, and listen to these decafs/O media. Like I always say, if you're trying to get smart about a minute, then listen to Akhi. Call in, tune in if you want to debate. I will call my broski, my Akhi, next show because I promised him to talk to him. So, salamu alaikum to you, Akhi. We both gonna break the fast together in different parts of the world. Of course, I gotta, you know what I mean? Akhi, I still want all the smoke.
Americans,